I got it very heated up and beat the kinks out of it. It was bent so bad that the wheel was running in. The inside of the wheel was running into this part here, and so I got that kind of straightened out, and I'm going to straighten out the other side. And when I get the wheels to turn freely, then I'm going to start beefing that up and reinforcing that a little bit so that doesn't happen again. You see, I put a handle on this thing too so that a couple of guys could pick it up a whole lot easier. There's no place to grab it here, you know. I tend to, well, you know, you make things work. You just make things work for you. Just because that says Sears on it somewhere don't mean it was necessarily designed to fit my needs. So I kind of tend to redesign things and rework them and make them so they work. You know, the guy that's sitting behind the desk drawing this all on paper, he never has used it. At least he never used it around here. I didn't see him. Did you see him? Okay, I'm going to get back at that and fix that other side and then beef that up so I don't have to do this again. Yes, sir. That'll work. Well, I kind of got that little piece laid out, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and stick her in the air vise and take my plasma cutter and go ahead and buzz that off. Because the roads are wider there. But I can't hold the camera and do that too, so I'll see you. Okay, I found my pod, but the old tripod, but I don't like to get my camera too close to that plasma cutter. So we don't be slinging sparks. I may go ahead and turn you guys off and set you over there. It ain't nothing you haven't seen before anyway.
She's been pouring Lysol in a crisper jar every day. She just doesn't dare confront him with it. So I said, listen, you've got three choices here. Either you're going to hire yourself a driver, or you're going to promise us that you never will drive again and you can go living in a senior retirement. One of these adverse conditions has to really stay and visiting old people, nervous citizens. 75 years old and she's fallen and bruised to the hip.
Well, I'll show you a couple of things here. First of all, how clean that cut is. This thing doing that focus thing on me? No, I guess it's okay. I talk to myself when I'm working like this. Anyway, that's what you get with a plasma cutter. Now there's just a tiny bit of slag on there, and as I showed you before, I'll take that hammer and just tap that off, and that's the end of it. I'm making some little gussets to put in the corners of my little axle there on that air compressor and stiffen it up. And I was talking about things being sometimes having a poor design from the factory, and this is one of them. I showed you this before, some of the older subscribers, if there's any of them still around, but some of the new ones, you know, they put the start button, the on and off button on this plasma cutter way in the back where you can't reach it, and that's just ridiculous. I don't know why they did that. So I built this. I built a little rod that goes back there, and I'll get my camera back there. I don't have much light, but you get the idea. And this just breaks open, and a little pivot point there, and the little rod runs down the switch in the back and turns it on and off. And I think that's a whole lot better than the college boys did as far as designing that. Okay, I'm going to get back at it and weld up my gussets. Pretty clean cut. And get rid of that slag. Here's all you got to do. Clean as it can be. I'll knock this other side off and then I'll show it to you. There you go. So I don't even have to grind on that. Let's just cut her off and weld it on. All right. Well, what I went and did was I laid a pretty good tack on there on that axle, and that flimsy little axle. Got that mounted pretty strong to the tank, and then I put a gusset on each side, one over there and one over here, and I'm going to bolt the wheels back on this thing and flip it over, and I bet you that's the last time I have to work on that. Well, I guess the only thing I got left to do now is clean up my mess.